The answers that you're looking for are lying just beyond the frame.
So Ryan and I are here to discuss the 2004 release, My Summer of Love.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. And that title is so interesting, but we'll get to that.
It is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the legacy movies that Ryan and I will be reviewing for June to honor Pride Month. So this film was directed by Pawel Pawlikowski. Excuse me if I just said that a little.
That. Yeah, that was
Pawel
nice.
Pawlikowski. There we go.
Yes.
And stars Emily Blunt, Natalie Press, and Paddy Considine. Our review is intended to give a spoiler-free, and we apologize if we give too much away, section, and then we'll give a warning before we get into spoiler territory, just in case you haven't seen that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've seen us on YouTube, you know the drill. Please like and subscribe. It helps the algorithms suggest us to other people.
Yes.
And also, really, please leave a comment if you feel moved to do so, because we will respond and we'd love to keep the conversation going. So with that, Ryan, shall we dive in?
We should, and it's worth noting the theme we'll be discussing today for this movie is living in reality versus living in a fantasy.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm excited to get to that.
Yeah, me too, because we both have thoughts on that.
We both do.
So this is our second Pride Month movie review, and it's the second time we've been taken to Europe. However, the setting for this one is not the languid Tuscan countryside, but the much more temperate West Yorkshire of England.
In the summer, too. Another summer movie.
True. However, I will say, that's one of the fun facts, that during the 5 weeks of filming in West Yorkshire, this was, in fact, the warmest summer in over 50 years.
Ooh.
Or they'd all be getting rained on and shivering.
Yeah,
so,
you've got some experience over there.
Yes, I do.
In that side of town.
Yes, and the Yorkshire Dales are not a warm weather place to be.
Yeah.
At all.
I would hate the weather in Europe. I really would.
It takes getting used to. It helps if you have a full spectrum light bulb somewhere in your place too. So you can get
just
some
the
UV.
gloomy gray, the rain.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'd
if
be
you grew up
tough.
in Seattle, it's a lot easier. But if you
Right.
don't grow up with that, it's challenging.
It's an adjustment.
So weather aside, this is a story of a brief summer romance / infatuation.
Yeah,
I know.
we'll call it that.
I know.
Yeah.
Romance is a bit of a stretch.
lust, yeah.
Yes, and it's between two 16-year-old girls who come from opposite sides of the tracks.
Boy, you could say that again.
For sure. Mona, whose accent I'll get into a little bit later.
Okay.
How could I not think of Game of Thrones? You know nothing, Jon Snow.
yeah, true. the outlayer, the wildlings.
Totally, I kept thinking that throughout the whole movie. I so wanted her to say that. She never said it. I got over my disappointment.
Yeah.
But Mona is played by Natalie Press, and she's poor, frustrated, lonely, and very bright.
Mm-hmm.
Her dad was never in the picture. Her mother had died of cancer, and her lone surviving relative, as far as we know, is her brother, played by Paddy Considine. And he's found Jesus, so he's got a good friend.
Yeah.
And he has also previously served time in the big house.
The big house.
Yeah. So he's had some challenges.
Yeah.
Enter Tamsin, who's played by Emily Blunt, and her family are visiting their holiday house. She's pretty, she's opinionated, and she's also struggling with family issues. And she's also been recently kicked out of her boarding school for, quote unquote, being a bad influence.
Right. We'll see that.
Gosh, I do so wonder what she means.
Yeah.
Well, that picture will become clear in time.
Yes.
We will discuss that. So they happen to meet on the side of a road, and thus begins their summer dance, I'll call it.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I like that.
That's probably more accurate than summer romance.
No, yeah, totally.
Yeah. So, okay. Now that we have that in the proper box, they become close and mutually infatuated pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
This movie does a really nice job of giving us background and context for Mona, the local girl.
Yeah.
The local poor girl, you could say. And we can see very easily why Tamsin would seem heaven sent for Mona. She's just like, she's exotic, utterly exotic for her.
Yeah, so different from her day to day.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, exactly.
Massive.
Exotic's a great way to put it.
And for Tamsin, her interest seems more of the curious kind about Mona. Like, I wonder what this ant will do when I put this glass over it.
Yeah, that's a good way. That's
that's what kept coming to mind.
Totally.
Watching her.
Yeah, like, this is interesting. I like this little thing here. Let me try and
exactly.
Let me try and mess with it and see what happens.
And that being said,
does she mess with it.
Oh, boy, does she. And I got to say, though, I really liked how the story unfolded, and our observations of the girls felt really intimate without being overtly sexual.
Yeah.
And their evolution to me felt believable.
Yeah, absolutely. Agreed.
I felt protective of Mona and intrigued by Tamsin.
Yeah.
The movie kept a good pace. And it kept me wondering where things are going.
Agreed.
And it also hit on interesting topics like religion or newfound quote-unquote faith, loss, family issues, and sexuality. And I thought it was really excellent storytelling.
Yeah, me too. I think that I was intrigued. I was interested. I was drawn in. I thought that the two of them gave a lot of content. Gave a lot. That was funny. This is a little handoff. There you go. I thought that to me, what stood out was the performances of the two of them.
Yes.
Like, I was really intrigued when they were on the screen, and I really was interested in what they were going to say, how they were feeling, what kind of expressions they were going to give, and how this relationship was affecting each of them differently. And it was really interesting, the writing, the way it set it up, of how we had these two polar opposites, but there was a commonality between the two of them. This kind of like rebellious, sort of like teenage angst-esque, like, I wish my life was different. They both were coming from a place of that.
Yes, they were.
And see how that met in the middle. You can understand why a romance might develop out of something like that.
Absolutely true. They had a they had a loneliness that they shared, and a type of anger. And there is one scene where Mona acts out Tamsin's anger, and I think Tamsin kind of loves her for that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I loved, what scene I'm talking about. We're trying not to give anything away right now.
Spoilers yet.
But because that was just so incredibly raw. Another thing I really appreciated was the way this was shot, with a lot of Steadicam, was really close up. I mean, really intense close ups on their faces. So if there were even like micro expressions we saw that. And that's where, as an actor in particular, I can so appreciate that, because you are completely embodying that character, because every facial expression should be appropriate to where we are in the story, who that character is.
And what they're feeling.
Exactly. Yeah. And we've seen a good bit of where Mona is coming from. And I just give Natalie Press and Emily Blunt, both of them, a ton of credit for pulling this off the way they did. They just gave beautiful performances.
Totally. I couldn't agree more. This was my first time seeing this film.
Me too.
And I had an enjoyable experience watching it. It's is it one of my favorite movies I've ever seen? No, but does it have a lot to say? Is it well executed? Is Emily Blunt a phenom? Yes, yes, and yes. I have to say, I really enjoy when a filmmaker knows what they want and disposes of the rules. I got that feeling watching this, that like the director had such a vision from the elements, the performances, the visuals, the edit. I could just tell that their stroke was in all of this, and I could really appreciate that. They were exercising their ability as an artist to listen. Rules exist sort of as a guideline in art. It's not like science or math.
Sure.
It's like, here's maybe what can help in this kind of scene or scenario, or this feel you're trying to go for, but you kind of throw the fucking rules out at a certain degree and kind of do whatever feels natural and feels right to you. And that's the feeling that I got from watching this film, is that this director knew exactly what he wanted and went for it. And I really felt that. And even in the performances, like I said, I could see strokes of him in there. And that's, I think, what I took away from this. What really affected me the most was that he really went for it. And I can appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Did you enjoy the film?
A lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, a lot. I really did enjoy it.
Yeah.
I thought it was great storytelling, great performances.
Yeah.
Is believable all around.
Yeah. Very honest, very grounded.
Absolutely.
Very human.
And I look forward to talking about, Ryan and I are going to each discuss a scene from this movie, and I'm pretty excited to talk about my scene.
Me too.
Because I think that will help illustrate to all of you part of why we liked it and what we got out of this.
Yeah, the theme. Yeah,
it felt very personal and intimate and and believable.
Totally.
God, isn't it great, the movies we've seen? I mean, and how varied they are, and
oh my gosh, yeah, this is like the polar opposite of some movies we've seen.
Yeah,
it's so different.
Yeah, love it.
And so the same in so many respects.
Yeah,
just really great storytelling and really great command over a craft. And yeah, hats off. Yeah.
For sure.
So should we see if our stars align here, Joe?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I suck at rating movies because now I know what I gave it.
Are you second guessing now?
Yeah.
We do this every time
I
now.
know
It's becoming
we do.
a tradition
and
where
people,
it's like
y'all who are watching or listening, like, God, these guys really don't know what they. You know, it's to me, it's hard to rate a movie. It just is hard to rate a movie.
Totally.
And it shouldn't be this difficult. I guess maybe I need a scale of 20 rather than 5 stars or something.
5 stars is tough. I rather the IMDb 10.
Exactly.
Because I feel,
10 scale.
a 7's like a good movie.
Exactly.
But it's not, it feels weird giving a movie a 2 stars. You know?
Yeah, when there are probably aspects of it that you liked.
Totally.
You know, and appreciated.
So what do you think? What do you think?
What do I think you gave it? I think you gave it 3 stars.
I did.
Okay.
I did give it 3 stars. And I think you gave it 3 stars as
You
well.
are correct.
Our stars align, Joe.
Yes, they do.
And when it comes to My Summer of Love, our stars align.